Super Dave here with another Super Dave review. Super Dave here with another Masterverse review, and today we're taking a look at the 40th anniversary edition of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Just take a look at that awesome box. There's that 40th anniversary holographic sticker on here showing it's the 40th year edition. There's the Masterverse logo, the exploding red rock background that we're familiar with, and all of his accessories. This He-Man is looking awesome. There is his barcode there if you're interested in that. Look at this awesome back art there. That is so cool. There's our Skeletor in the corner, Castle Grayskull. This guy's cool. We're going to certainly compare him to the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive He-Man in that 2-pack. So go ahead, let's come over here and break him open and check him out. And right here in front of Castle Grayskull, we're going to look at this 40th anniversary He-Man. And now let's first take a look at his accessories. Taking a look at this He-Man's hands. First of all, he comes with 2 weapon-holding hands. On his left arm, a horizontally hinged weapon-holding hand. And on his right arm, a vertically hinged weapon-holding hand, just like the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 2-pack He-Man, so he can hold that sword aloft. He also comes with this open palm hand for his left arm and a closed-fisted hand for his right arm. And those are both horizontally hinged. Then he has his gray plastic battle axe. You notice that glossy gauntlet on his left arm. It is removable, but it is like the vintage He-Man, the original, where it was a larger gauntlet on one side and then more of a bracelet orange on the other side. It's got that orange belt, and we see there's no flocking on that loincloth. But back to the accessories, he comes, of course, with his plastic and gray colored shield, as well as a plastic and gray, all gray colored Sword of Power. And that is his accessories. His chest armor is not metallic silver looking like the Comic-Con exclusive. It is more a gray plastic color like we've seen on He-Man figures in the past. All right, now let's take a closer look at this He-Man with his accessories equipped, and then we'll take a look at his articulation. And there is our He-Man. He is looking so cool, and as you see with that vertically hinged right weapon holding, sword holding hand, he is able to strike a perfect Sword of Power pose, holding that Sword of Power aloft right there in front of Castle Grayskull, looking so cool. And of course, he also comes with his shield and his axe. So let's go ahead and equip those. We can, of course, take this sword off and put it right back here in his armor, little sheath there, and this will unbuckle so you could take off that body armor if you wanted to, that chest armor. But we're going to place the axe in that hand, and then if you would like, now you can use the weapon holding hand on this side if you would rather. But I like just putting this because it slides right past that hand. Then you can kind of pop that into place here. It'll lock into place with that gauntlet. And then you can just kind of slide that hand into the handle and turn it. And you've got your weapons all equipped there. Looking awesome. Looking good. All right. Now let's take a look at his articulation, and we're going to take all of this off, and you can see his head will look up about that far, which is pretty good. He'll look down a pretty good amount, not quite to his chest, but almost. He'll look side to side. And again, just like with the other one, he does not get very much head pivot. You can kind of bend it, but it sponges back. All right, you can do a full 360. He'll strike, of course, a T-pose, true bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. He has that removable gauntlet. He has hinge and swivel at the wrists, horizontal on this side, and again, vertical on this side if you use the weapon holding hand, and that is nice. He will crunch forward about that far. He will bend back about that far. He also has the hula hoop going on, and don't you love those abs and the shading? We were glad that it didn't use that real dark, overbearing shading like they did with Savage He-Man, which was a concern. He also has swivel at the waist, but he also can swivel slightly at the diaphragm. You can see those ribs going on under there, and that is really cool. Go ahead and look at his back as well. The shading on this guy is really good. He has a good tan, very reminiscent in my mind to the classics He-Man as far as this darker tan that we see, and we'll look at some of that in comparisons. He has that rubbery, it's pretty hard rubber loincloth, not flocked on this, and he will get almost full splits. He has thigh rotation, and he will also get double jointed knees, excellent over here. Then he gets boot cut as well as full tiptoes, and we'll go up just about all the way, and excellent rockers with the peg hole in the bottom. And so he gets really good articulation. You can strike some really cool poses. I also think that this guy's face is just a little bit different than my other He-Man that came with a 2-pack. We'll look at that in comparisons. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Some comparisons. Here are our two He-Men, and you can tell that the one on the right here has the flocked fuzzy loincloth, and then around his boots as well, the flocking, fuzzy flocking there, whereas these are plastic and plastic. You can also see on here, I think you can, that this He-Man is more tan. He has more of a darker tan. Just about everywhere, especially the arms and even in the abs and his middle back and legs. Compared to this one, he is not quite as tan, just a tad of a shade lighter. Or actually more than a tad, but it's harder to tell on camera. You can also see there's a metallic shine to this chest armor, whereas this one is more of a gray, flat gray, and maybe you can see that even better here as it comes around. The gauntlets are pretty much the same. The belts are pretty much the same. The little raised circles have a little bit more of a metallic paint on those. There you can see that shine, more of a metal look on that chest armor. And of course the hinging on the hands are the same. And now let's take a look at those faces. Taking a look at these faces here, you can see, I believe, on this one, just because mainly the shading on this He-Man face, the 2-pack version versus the retail version, the way they shaded the cheeks, he looks like he has a little bit more of a narrowing going on. I don't know. It may be hard to tell on camera. Something about the teeth and the lips, that upper lip especially. This head looks just a little better to me. It's a very slight difference, if at all, but maybe I'm seeing things. But to me, this one has just a little bit of a difference, and I think it's in the shading, the wash. This one just has more of a protruding upper and mouth area, whereas this one, it seems to be sitting back more properly. Hair is basically the same. It's hard to tell some of these differences on camera, but trust me, this is a lot more metallic of a silver, whereas this is a gray right here. shading on the abs are pretty much the same, but these are tan, more tan. All right. Looking at some more He-Man. Here is Mattel's Club Grayskull He-Man on the right, and I do have that longer filmation sword that actually came with the Super 7 Prince Adam, the one that had the lightning effect. I like that sword, and it's similar to this one, just narrower and more of a lighter gray color, and it has a little bit of a different hilt as well. But you can see here all of these have the cross on the middle, and of course you in the insignia there, and then there is Classics on the left here with the vintage style Classics head, and of course our new He-Man in the middle, looking great. And here on our left is our Masterverse Revelation He-Man with his shield, and then our new 40th anniversary, and then our new Eternia Viking style He-Man with his battle axe. And you'll see that the Viking battle axe is identical to the shape of this new one, but that one does have more of a silver look to it. It's not metallic silver, whereas this one just has a very flat gray and lighter shade of flat gray to it on this battle axe. And just like with the battle axe, the new Eternia He-Man sword has more of a glittery shine metal look, and even has some brown wrapping around the hilt, whereas this one is just more or less, and it is reflecting in the lighting here on my set, but it is a flat gray and no brown on the handle there, whereas the Revelation sword did have some silverish metallic on the blade, more of a flat gray on the hilt, and some dark brown wrapping. And there's the Hordak MX head sculpt inspired by Revelation as well there, just to get a comparison. And I did paint his harness or his chest armor and his belt there on this one. But there you have it. There are some comparisons. Now let's take a look at this new He-Man on Battle Cat. And here is our He-Man riding atop of our Revelation Masterverse Battle Cat. And I must say, I think that he fits on this Battle Cat better than any other He-Man that I believe we've gotten. I don't know if that was just me getting lucky fitting him in on here, but he just looks excellent on there. I mean, I really like that. He looks good. He looks really good. And I did put some shading and a little bit of a wash on this Battle Cat, but he is just... I like this Battle Cat, and I think this He-Man looks excellent on him. Would I like to get one that is more like the vintage or even the classics in the Masterverse line with a darker green and a little bit more of a tough cat face? Yeah, I would. But I really like this helmet personally. I know others have not, but I think that this He-Man looks great on this Battle Cat. Really cool. Really good from every angle. I like it. Liking it. Cool. Thank you so much for joining us for this Super Dave review. Please come back and see us again. Like, subscribe if you haven't, comment if you've enjoyed this video, and come back and see us next time. We've got some more Masterverse figures coming up very soon. Be blessed. Enjoy these photos in the photo gallery.